So I wanted to follow up because when I look on YouTube, all I see and all I hear is Caucasian males' um, opinion in regards, and this again is in regards to Hulk Hogan. Um, and I'm not going to say that they're from a place of ignorance, but it comes from a place of lack of understanding. So let me begin by saying what Hulk Hogan said was reprehensible, demonstrative, categorically racist, and it for the more intelligent. And I'm not saying people are intelligent or not intelligent, but I'm noticing that there's a pattern: trolls, children, or idiots. And if you fall under one of those three, hopefully you can listen, you can comprehend. If you ask a question, I'll follow up. But the statements more so have deep social impact and deep social meaning for African Americans, more so than Caucasians will ever have to realize or think within their sphere. Okay. The most important thing is that he told us he hated us. He told us that everything that we weren't anything. He called us niggers. That's what he said. We are not advocating shunning forever. And for the people that bring up rappers and things like that, it's a lazy talking point. And if you aren't intelligent enough to actually do your research and to say, hey, they've basically taken this word, they've turned the meaning and turned it into a term of endearment. First off, not a single one of the rappers say ER. So I want you to give me some rap lyrics, dear white people. You can't. But to go back to what Titus and what the New Day said, and they're both echoing the same thing. We're indifferent about it. Some of us do, some of us don't. I know one individual that said he's done with the product. And I don't blame him. I don't blame people saying they're done with the product. I said I am indifferent as well. It's neither good or bad. I do say this: the minute I see his face strolling down and getting some "you deserve it" and "welcome back" chants, I'm done. I'm done with you guys. I'm done with the toxic wrestling community, because it is toxic at times. Is homogeneous. Well, it's homogeneous mentality at times, and it's a turnoff. But the point that Titus and New Day really made is that a lot of people feel Hulk Hogan is not contrite in his apology. He only did it, the little things that he did, because he's caught, and again, maybe a large portion of the money that he won he has to give back to the backer that funded his actual lawsuit, but that's a story for another time. When you're contrite, when you're apologetic, you reach out to the people that you hurt. You don't reach out to the Boys and Girls Club. You reach out to the NAACP. You reach out to the Urban League. You reach out to African Americans. You understand why you hurt, why they hurt, and you do things to understand the ramifications and meaning of these words. Am I going to say that I don't think people are intelligent enough to understand that? Some of you, yeah. Some of you are buffoons. I'm sorry. That's what you guys are. Some of you just lack compassion. But some of you need to read. And that's just my perspective. But again, we don't see the sincerity in his apology. We're not criticizing him. We are criticizing him. And we're not criticizing the WWE Vince for bringing him back because it's money. We're not that. But we're indifferent about it. And I'm going to read a particular passage from, I would tell you to go to Titus and the New Day or Drew Kofi's Twitter handle and just read the apology. So here's from Titus. So let me see. I must echo the sentiment and dissatisfaction expressed by many of my fellow contemporaries concerning Mr. Bolay's apology, that it lacks the true contrition, remorse, and desire to change. That is what we're saying. He did not change. He's blamed everyone else. He has not taken responsibility. In every report, I do not hear him saying he's sorry for what he said. He's sorry that he was caught. And he needs to express that. He needs to come out. He needs to not do TMZ videos. He needs to go on BET. And that will always hurt. And that will always annoy me. And your staunch defense of him, I don't care if you guys do it. But your staunch defense, and then because you defend him, everyone else has to feel this way, is asinine. Just because he's apologized, we don't have to accept his apology. And that's okay. That's okay. I haven't been apologized for some of the things I've done in my life. And I haven't accepted apologies for some of the things that have been done to me. That's life. Just because he's your hero doesn't resolve him or dissolve him of those same consequences. And just one other statement I want to read from Titus's press release is basically Mr. Bollea's apology that he did not know he was being recorded is not remorseful for the hateful and violent utterances he made, which reprised languages that has caused the violence against blacks and minorities of centuries, deaths, marginalization, segregation, lack of opportunities. I hope you guys understand that this is bigger than just you. And you guys are okay to defend him. It's okay. But guess what? Not everyone is, and not everyone has to. That's the main point of what I'm saying. That's all I wanted to say. Again, read their statements. Follow Hogan's actions. See what he's really done. Don't give me the Boys and Girls Club. No. He said nigger. You need to reach out to African American organizations. It's not a double standard. And until he does so, we reserve the right to not accept him, to not want to see him, to not want him to be there. And that's all I'm going to say on it. I want to thank you for taking the time. Please share, because I want more people to see this. I want an open dialogue, not a hateful dialogue, not an attacking dialogue, an actual dialogue of why this is hurtful. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.